Good morning, Villa fans, and welcome to a match reaction for Aston Villa 2, Liverpool 2. Last night, great game to watch at Villa Park. Something about those evening fixtures. I think if we could play all of our games in the evening, I think we'd see a different kind of result in terms of league table standing. But yeah, another really good performance from Villa. And I think a 2-2 draw was probably a fair result. Liverpool, obviously, as expected, were going to be really tough opposition. Had opportunities, glaring opportunities with Jota in the first half, and then Darwin Núñez doing his best sort of Ronnie Rosenthal impression. But yeah, hitting over the bar when it seemed easier to score. But saying that, Villa also did very well in the game. Getting back to 1-1 through Youri Tielemans, and then taking the lead on like the stroke of half time with this excellent header from Ollie Watkins, someone that I've been critical of a little bit about his finishing, but you can't, you have to say what a great headed finish that was, and considering that he actually laid the ball off to Luca Dean as well, and then kind of made the run into the box. It was almost like a 1-2. But yeah, really good finish. But let's wind it back a little bit. Talk about the game, from the beginning. Team lineup wise, I think the big team news was seeing Rashford, Asensio, both in the starting lineup, and that's exactly what I wanted. So thank you, Unai, for doing that. I think having Rashford in from the start and Asensio kind of brings a little bit of a fear factor, rather than playing sort of a Ramsey and maybe a Malen, perhaps, who did come on in the game late on and did very well, to be fair. Better than I thought they would, actually. But yeah, I think starting Rashford and Asensio just gives you that oomph from the start. And I felt as though Rashford, we were kind of using him very well in the game. We were trying to get the ball out to him quite early and often as well. And I felt as though he, did really well. Liverpool started the game brightly. First 5-10 minutes perhaps on top, possession-wise, couple of chances, couple of loose passes from Villa at the back. John McGinn giving the ball away, ball across the box and almost landing us into trouble. I think Szoboszlai had a chance when he played through from Curtis Jones, and Martinez had to get off his line and sort of deny him there. But it was a good game of football. Liverpool's probably starting the better and settling into the game the better. But I felt as though Villa managed to get a foothold in the game. Disasi obviously coming in alongside Tyrone Mings in defence. I thought Disasi was really good, and actually good kind of going forward in terms of his like progressive passes, playing through the lines a little bit, and he had a couple of dribbles into the Liverpool box as well from the right hand side and the left hand side, showing that he is comfortable with the ball at his feet. So yeah, good to see from Disasi. I thought overall he had a quite good game. Andres Garcia, obviously starting at right back, started the game really well. He was getting forward, he was taking the ball, taking on his fullback, which is refreshing to see because we don't see a lot of that from Matty Cash as a right back. But Garcia was shifting the ball and trying to get it out of his feet, a couple of crosses into the box, and he's causing them problems. He was causing them problems. And at that point, he was on like an 8 out of 10, I suppose, in terms of match performance. But then we have that lapse of concentration, error, whatever you want to call it. Not sure who he's tried to pass to, whether it's going back to Emmy or to someone else, but he's obviously under-hit it. And, Liverpool, I think Jota gets the ball. He's running one-on-one with Martinez and just lines it across the Salah to hit into an empty net. But, Garcia, unfortunately for that sort of error, his match rating kind of went down a little bit, but he did well. He still did well. I think he realised that he made the mistake, but I thought he was good. But yeah, he did right. Luca Dean, obviously, as I said, setting up this goal for Watkins. I'll probably give him a solid 7. Garcia, I'll probably give a 6 now due to his error, but before that it was an 8. Disasi 7, Mings 7. I thought they were good. Martinez, a couple of decent saves. One in that first half from Szoboszlai, and then second half with a sliding tackle on Núñez. I'm going to give him an 8. So Martinez 8, Garcia 6, Disasi 7, Mings 7, Digne 7 as well. I thought he did well. And then in front of that, we had Youri Tielemans, who I thought was really, really good. Obviously got the goal, the equaliser. sort of hit it into the ground after sort of a bit of head tennis going on. I think Mings had a header that was sort of half cleared away, and then Tielemans sort of hits it into the ground and scores. But I thought he was very good. He was positive. He played the 90 minutes, tried to play the ball forward and through the lines. Going to give him a solid 8. McGinn, again, industrious, gives you a lot of effort, a lot of work rate. A couple of times where he's received the ball and he's sort of turning into players, and you're thinking, oh no, he's going to lose it here, but then he sort of uses his kind of physique and his backside to sort of maneuver his way clear. I thought he was good as well, but I'll give him a solid 7 from McGinn. And then further forward than that, Rashford, as I said, started the game really well. Couple of chances. Second half, so he got past Alisson in a foot race, and then obviously there's an empty goal there, and he's trying to get it over Konate's head, but Konate's managed to get back and head it out for the corner. Rashford, obviously from the start as well, had that nice little 1-2, cut it back, and I think we scored. I think it was an own goal, but it was obviously flagged offside because Rashford was offside. Unfortunate for that, but I thought he was bright. And as I said, the fear factor. As soon as he gets the ball, there's anticipation from the crowd, from the players. They back off a little bit, because Rashford can go inside and outside. So I thought he was very good. It was almost like we were trying to give the ball out to him as often as we could. It was almost like that episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, if you've seen that one with the basketball game, and the coach is like, just pass it to Will. That's all the tactics are. It was almost like, pass it to Marcus. Let's see what he can do. But I thought he was good. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. Marcus Rashford. Good set piece deliveries as well. And yeah, I just think he's going to be a really crucial player for us. And as soon as he gets one, which I'm hoping will be soon, I'm sure there'll be a few more goals to follow. But I think he just fits into what we're doing really, really well. And then ahead of that, Asensio. He did well. He's coming deep for the ball, playing through the lines as well. Just looks like he wants to get on the ball and be creative. I'm going to give him a solid 7 out of 10. Didn't have too many shots in the game, I don't think. And I like to see him have a couple of shots from long range, especially. But I think, solid 7 for Asensio. And then on the right-hand side, we sort of had Morgan Rogers sort of playing there. Again, I thought he did well. I thought he did better in the second half, actually, where he's using his running power and his running style to, knock other players off balance and, just really cutting through. I thought he did really well and had that chance late on as well, which he blazed over the bar after Jacob Ramsey sort of played him in. I thought it took a deflection, to be fair, but on the replay, no, he skied it. So could he have done better there? But I'm going to give Morgan Rogers an 8 out of 10. I think he was good again today. Hopefully he can back this performance up against Chelsea in the cold celebration derby against Cole Palmer. So we'll see that one on Saturday. And then up front, Ollie Watkins was largely kind of quiet, but he scored this goal. He did a lot of hard work. He was coming deep for the ball, linking play, competing with the obviously 2 brilliant centre-backs in Konate and Van Dijk. So he's not going to get a lot of change. So I'm not going to be critical of Ollie Watkins. I'm actually going to give him an 8 out of 10. I thought he did good running, especially in that second half, coming deep for the ball, linking the play. It wasn't that sort of running in behind kind of game for him, really. There wasn't many chances like that. But I thought he did well in the the area that he needed to do well, which is linking up the play and bringing players into the game. So a solid 8 an 8 for Ollie Watkins. The subs who came on, I thought were good. I think they came on with purpose. Matty Cash in particular for Garcia. I've never seen sort of Matty Cash trying to get forward on the overlap as much as he did in the sort of half an hour, 25 minutes that he had on the pitch. He seemed to want to get forward at every single occasion. And in some occasions, he was actually in the box, as a centre forward. So, and he had a shot on goal, which, maybe he should have crossed it, but he decided to go for a shot. But he was very, very positive in everything that he did, Matty Cash, today. And I thought he was good, and he showed good pace, good freshness. And that competition now with him and Garcia, I think, is going to lift him. I don't think the Costa Nedeljkovic competition was enough. But this one with Andres Garcia seems to be a good battle. And, a battle that we want to see. So, I thought Matty Cash, solid 7. I thought he did well when he came on, really good. Jacob Ramsey coming on as well, good feet. Obviously got that goal that was given just offside. I'd love to see the lines drawn on that one, because there's the Liverpool left back, which, by the cut of the grass, if you look at when you pause it, there's not a lot in it. Not a lot in it at all. And they don't bring out the lines anymore. It's almost like, yeah, it's offside, but without questioning it. But where have the lines gone? But yeah, that was close. But a good finish from Jacob Ramsey on that occasion. Shame he couldn't do that against Spurs when he was sort of through three or four occasions. But I thought he did well. He came on. He did some good running, good overlaps, good support play. I'm going to give him a solid 7 out of 10 for Jacob Ramsey. Daniel Malen, who came on as well and played from the right. So obviously, I think we tucked in sort of Morgan Rogers back into the 10 then. But Malen looked bright. He gives us pace, power as well. Power is the big thing with him because you get a lot of players who are fast, but they're not necessarily powerful. He's a powerful runner. He can hold off defenders. He's got this, not arrogance, but just strength about him that allows him just to brush people off. And he did that on a couple of occasions. And right in the last seconds of the game, he's had that shot. And I thought that's going to nestle into the bottom corner. I was literally ready to jump up and celebrate that one. But I think, did it clip the post? I'm not too sure if it did, but whatever it did, it just went wide. And then he had the chance just before that when he sort of one-on-one, maybe he's just taken an extra touch and narrowed the angle, and Alisson's got out to him and, managed to save it. But I thought Daniel Malen was very bright. And I like the fact that he can play that wide sort of right position, or he can play through the middle. If we need to give Ollie Watkins a rest at some point, then Daniel Malen can do that job as well. So I like the way that we've got a bit more fluidity to the attacking options now. But yeah, we came close. We gave them a good game. Liverpool knew they were in a game here. It's probably just a shame that we've just got the point, really, because that Malen chance right at the end, the Ramsey chance as well. There was a few other sort of little chances here and there. Obviously, Bogarde came off the bench as well, only for the last few minutes. Hard to really see what he did, but I'll give him a 6 out of 10. But I think that was all the subs anyway. Martin came on as well. Martin at left back for Dino, the usual one. One really good progressive run from Martin where he carried the ball at least sort of 50 yards up the pitch, which was good, and then sort of fed it out wide. Actually denied some crosses today. I think Unai Emery's had a word with him to get closer to the winger. I think it was Salah on that occasion. And he didn't allow Salah sort of room to get any sort of crosses in. He was sort of real sort of tight on him. So I think that's, definitely Unai saying that to him. But yeah, I thought Martin was good. I'll give him a solid 7 out of 10 as well. But that's my sort of match ratings and player ratings. But yeah, as I said, I thought the game was really good. A good watch. Nervous at times as Liverpool were dominating the ball. But I felt as though this was a game where Villa could play in transition. I think that's where you see the best of Villa. The Ipswich game where it's a low block, where it's against 10 men and you've got to try to break them down. It's difficult. It is difficult, but we should be winning that. We should be winning that game. We should be used to those sort of scenarios. I'm not giving any excuses for that. That is a poor result against Ipswich. But this one here against Liverpool are top of the league for a reason. They're in the Champions League and top of that for a reason. They like to attack teams. They're expansive. They get people forward, as we saw in this game, which is then going to leave gaps in the middle and out wide. And it's just about how you exploit those. And I thought we did really well on those sort of transitions and counter-attacks that we had. We weren't going to dominate the ball in this game, but I felt as though we knocked it around pretty well. I don't think we were, chasing around Liverpool too much. But yeah, we had to press them. Yes, we had to put in challenges. The referee was quite questionable in some of his decisions and, what he allowed to go and what he didn't allow to go. But I do feel like, this was a good point. I did say in my previous video that we needed to pick up 4 points from the next 2 games. So that's 1. And now we need to go against Chelsea at Villa Park again. An evening sort of kick-off under the lights, hopefully get that atmosphere up. And hopefully we can, beat Chelsea and get those 4 points that we needed out of these 2 games. Because I really do think that we can't afford to fall too much behind. We're still in 9th position. I think we're still behind Fulham on goal difference. We've still got that -3 goal difference, which doesn't look good at all. So we really need to address that. We need to go into the Chelsea game confident. They're on a bit of a downward spiral. There's a lot of press attention on Maresca at the moment, saying that he's under pressure. I'm not sure what their statistics are, but they haven't won too many games in the last sort of 10, I think it is. I think it's like 2 wins in the last 10 or something. But they got beat 3-0 by Brighton the other day. And Brighton got spanked 7-0 by Forest the other week. So, I mean, yeah, you can't obviously use that as a gauge to how the game is going to go. And you just know in this sort of fixture that, Cole Palmer is going to turn up, Pedro Neto is going to turn up, Enzo Fernandez, whatever his name is, he's going to have the game of his life, and so is Caicedo, and Nicholas Jackson's going to turn him back into Drogba. It's just one of those ones where we need to be careful. Chelsea are still a good side, regardless of whatever's been said in the press and whatever, regardless of what pressure Maresca is under and whether he's the fake Pep Guardiola or whatever. Chelsea are still going to prove a very, very difficult team to beat. So I think we can do it. We will probably need to slightly rotate, because obviously we just played Wednesday night, Saturday sort of tea time. Is there going to be some weary, tired legs in there? Can these players go again? I mean, I would love to see Rashford and Asensio go again, and then maybe we can rest them for the next game after that, which I believe is Crystal Palace, I think. I'm not sure, but let me know in the comments. But yeah, maybe we can sort of rotate players for that game. Also got Cardiff game coming up, which I do think there'll be some heavy rotation in that game. And we probably won't risk the likes of Ollie Watkins in that one. And we probably won't risk the likes of, Boubacar Kamara won't be rushing him back. Obviously against Chelsea as well, Disasi is going to be not playing, illegible, whatever you want to call it. He can't play against his parent team. So I'm hoping that this game gave Konsa the necessary time to get back up to fitness, because it looks like Kamara is still out, and he will be out for a couple of weeks by the sounds of it. Onana's still a couple of weeks away from coming back. Don't know what's happening with him. Barkley, I'm not sure, again, with him, how long he is away. Obviously, I had Matty Cash coming back in today, but he's not a centre-back. So if Disasi is not going to be playing, well, hopefully Konsa is back and Konsa and Mings can be together. If not, it's going to be Lamar Bogarde, isn't it? Which is, Bogarde against Nicholas Jackson, and you've got Sancho and Neto and Cole Palmer and Madueke, who always has a good game against us. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult one for Bogarde to come into, I think. So I'm praying that Konsa is fit for that game. But yeah, we've got good options in attack. I thought Ramsey and Malen coming on with fresh legs and fresh ideas was good. And maybe that should happen again against Chelsea. But yeah, it's going to be a difficult game. But if you're asking me for a score prediction for the Chelsea game going into it, I do think we might just about get the win. I think it'll be 2-1 Villa. I don't know why that is, but I'd like to see Rashford start again and Asensio start again. But I do think we will come out on top just about. It'll be a tight game. It might be a late winner, something like that. But I do think we'll just about come on top. I think Morgan Rogers will be fired up for that game, because he always wants to play against his mate Cole Palmer and get one over him. And obviously we want to see that cold celebration come out. So I'll put Morgan Rogers down for a goal, and I'm going with Marcus Rashford to open his Villa account as well. So 2-1 Villa, Rogers and Rashford to score, and Villa to win and kickstart the season again, going into the last 12 games or something after this one, something like that. So, but we very much do need to, pick up 3 points on Saturday against Chelsea. I don't think we can go in there and get a point. I think that's going to just leave us too far behind. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what your score predictions are for Chelsea as well. I've turned this one into a match preview, also as a match reaction. But, we haven't got that much time. It's Thursday now, so let's get them both in one go. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on the Liverpool game. Let me know your thoughts on my player ratings. Am I harsh? Is that spot on? Let me know your thoughts on the Chelsea game. Team news wise, what would you go with? If does Rashford's come in again for another start here? Did Asensio do enough to start again, or do we need to maybe put Malen maybe out wide, put Rogers back in as the 10? There's options there. Absolutely, there's options there. But I want to hear your thoughts, guys. But do subscribe. Get on the journey here. We are looking for more subscribers. We're heading on the road to, I think it's 500 subscribers. So yeah, if you haven't liked and subscribed already, please do so. Comment as well. Let's get some interaction going. It'd be great to hear from you guys. And until the next video, which will be a match reaction to the Chelsea game, hopefully an instant match reaction on sort of Saturday night. Hopefully we're celebrating 3 points, and you're seeing me do the old cold celebration. And Morgan Rogers has scored the winner, or scored a goal at least. But anyway, until the next one, guys, have a good rest of the week, and see you on Saturday evening. Bye for now.